Common questions I seem to get is how do I rig my hollow belly swim bait, whether it's the Bastrix, the Zoom, or any other different brands of these soft plastic hollow belly swim baits. These are super popular, they catch a lot of fish, and they can be rigged multiple ways. One thing about it is different situations call for different rigging, and with how popular swim baits are today, there's several different ways to rig. Right here I have a Revenge XL swim bait hook. I have the FFJ screw lock. I have the Fishing 45 broken arrow head. I have an Owner Beast hook, which is a belly weighted hook. Then I have the Strike King internal head, followed by the Hog Farmer swinging swim bait head. So what I'll do is I'm going to rig up a swim bait with each one of these heads and show you how I do it. Let's start with the first thing, and this is the Revenge XL head. And what you're going to need when rigging these is some super glue, and this is just some Loctite gel super glue. I don't recommend doing this on your boat carpet. I used the lid of my BassMafia box, but for today we'll just put it on the table. So what I'll do, I'll get my swim bait. This is a 6-inch Bastrix, and I'm going to go ahead and rig it like normal. I'll go ahead and take the hook, point down to the head. I'll go all the way down, and you can kind of see the hook, and I'll figure out where it's going to come out in the middle of this. And once I see it centered up, I'll poke it through, and then I'll slide it up here. I'll stop about that far. That's when I get my Loctite. I turn the bait upside down, and I put some super glue right down here. And I'll fill this up really good. Of course, I don't have a lot coming out because I use this quite a bit. So long story short, I'll end up pushing this up, center with the hook. I'm going to nose it real good, and then I'm going to set it somewhere, let it dry, and that's how you're going to rig an exposed hook. I always use super glue no matter what kind of head I'm using. If I have an exposed hook, it's not so much it coming off this bait, but if it's not super glued, it'll rip all the way down here. My next head is the FFJ screw lock. It's got a super sharp hook in it, and if you can see, it's got a little screw on the shank of the hook. So what you'll do the same thing you did with the exposed hook. You'll go down the bait, find where it's going to come out the back, poke it through, and then when you get to the head, there's going to be a little screw. What you do is slide the bait around the screw. You can bend it, it's not going to matter. Just keep screwing on here. It'll take you a minute. It's not going to mess up the action of the bait. Just got my thumb, and that is a sharp hook. Takes about 4 good rotations. And here I am, I'm at the end. I'll push it up just a little bit. And to secure this even more, I know it's a screw lock. You can see how that's hooked right there. I know it's a screw lock. I'm going to go back. I'm going to take my super glue, and I'm going to get it right there where the bait meets the head. And I'm going to give it one last douse of super glue, push it up a little bit more. That's how you rig a screw lock style swim bait hook. The next is actually a Fishing 45 head, and they advertise no super glue required, and I would say that's a pretty good assumption. What it has is it has a weed guard up here, fluorocarbon weed guard. It's clear. It's also got this unique little bait keeper on the bottom, and they make several colors that match a lot of these Bastrix swim baits. This one's Chartreuse Shad, and this is fairly easy. I push the weed guard back, look at my bait. Go right down through the head, through the center. Keep pushing it down. Find out where it's going to come out. Make a little adjustment. And then I just easily slide the bait up to the shank of the hook. But here's the cool part. Take this little arm. You push it into the plastic back there. That swim bait is not coming off. And that's really cool. No super glue needed on this thing. And you got a real nice flexible weed guard. I bent it out just a little bit. And the way that head's designed, it also kind of stands up. This comes through grass, through brush piles, really, really good. definitely give this one a try. It really matches that swim bait. So if you're fishing around a lot of shallow grass or shallow cover where an exposed hook is going to cause you a lot of issues, what I'm going to go to is an owner beast. This is a belly weighted hook. This is an 8/0. It's also got a screw pin up top. It's fairly easy to rig. Take your screw pin, center it up with the head of your bait. Go ahead and start screwing it in. The good thing on these bass tricks, you'll know when the center is. It's just a soft, flat spot on top of the head. Get it screwed in quite a bit, and you'll see where this will start to hang down, and you can kind of see here where that hook should come out. So what I'll do is, like a Texas rig worm, I'll push this back into the center of the bait, push this in, make sure I come out straight in the back. That's the hardest part on these. If you're off center, they won't run right. I don't know if you can see, but I'm straight down the pipe. I pull the tail down, pinch it a little bit. Now I'm belly weighted. So that's awesome. That's for round grass, shallow cover, fishing around milfoil, hydrilla. That's a deadly way. I really love belly weighting a swim bait when I'm fishing shallow stumps. I've caught a lot of fish. This has got a lot of bite, and it doesn't take much to expose that hook point. The next way is the new Strike King internal swim bait head. And if you see, the weight's down on the bottom of the shank near the line tie. And it's very easy to rig this. Line it up with the head of your swim bait, both ways here. Make you a little mark where that hook should come out, and I have. I'm gonna take my hook, I'll pinch a little spot of plastic off the back. Then I'm gonna turn it eye first, slide it up in that plastic. And don't worry about making a hole. This plastic and bait stretch. I'm just gonna keep on pushing this all the way up to the very head of the swim bait, just like that. Once I get up to about the eyes, I'm gonna push that line tie through. It may take you a little bit. Plastic can be tough. There we go. Hook sits down like that. Now that's an internal swim bait head. So there's no head out here. Looks very natural. Sits in the middle and it's going to swim. This comes through deep water very well. If you're around a lot of grass or brush piles, I might not recommend the exposed hook, but this is a game changer out on the ledges. The last, and I'm going to have to get a swim bait for, is this Hog Farmer swing head. This is really unique. There's nothing like this on the market. So let me get a swim bait here. I got some bass tricks always at hand here at my house. This is my favorite color. If you ever get a chance, throw hitch number 1. It's just an awesome imitator, especially on TVA lakes. We don't have any hitch, but we got a lot of gizzard shad. But anyway, this is very, very simple to do. Take your hook, push it in about this far. Go ahead and start to turn the hook where it runs parallel to the bait. Push this in, and then you'll see where the hook pops out to the bait. Go ahead and push it out the back. Simply so. And then one other thing I do, take me a little super glue between the hook and the bait, and we're ready to rock. And this one's a 1/2 ounce. And what this allows to do with that swing action is your bait to move sideways very easily. The fish can't throw the bait very well, and man, that comes through pretty much everything. So there's you 5 ways to rig swim baits from the Bait Man. Give this video a thumbs up, like it, share it, make sure you subscribe to my channel for more tips and techniques.